Hi everyone and welcome to On Key How To with Mike Els. Today's topic is options and rules. Options and rules is a super powerful functionality which works together with the asset tree and the asset type tree. It allows us to switch certain things on or off in the asset tree from the entities that it inherited from the asset type tree. So today's example that we're going to look at to discuss options rules is a generator. Based on different sizes of generators, the amount of oil or even the type of oil that we use differs. All the other things are the same. In this example, everything else is the same, but we want to have a difference in the oil that we want to use. So we don't want to have duplicated asset types. We don't want to have two generator asset types in the system because that's two items we need to maintain within the system. We want to make use of the same structure of the generator within the asset type tree with all of its components, the way we maintain it and so on. It's just when it comes to the different size and when it comes to the oil that we use, there is a couple of small changes. All right. So what we're going to do, we are going to set up an option within On Key that allows us to put in the rating value in the asset tree. Now this rating value, based on our example, is either 100 kVA or 200 kVA. And then there's a rule also attached to two different tasks stating either if it's a 100 kVA generator, then use the change oil 100 kVA task. If it's a 200 kVA generator, then make use of the change oil 200 kVA task. Alright, let's go to On Key and have a look what we can do there. Okay, so what you can see, we are currently in asset type tree, and this is where we need to configure which rules and options we want to use for specific asset type. So let's open up that task. So there's two tasks which you can see, like I explained. In asset tree, we only want to see one of those tasks based on the size of the generator or the rating of the generator. So I have now already created the rating option, and I've created a rule saying that, let's just open up this, you'll see it. I've stated that the rule says if the rating is equal to 200, then make this task active. And I've linked that rule then against this task, and I've done the same for the 100 kVA task. There you'll see its rules, and there's the other rule attached to it. So depending on the option value which will be configured in the assets tree, one of these tasks will be made active. Now we've linked the two rules to these tasks, and then On Key automatically rolls up the rules to the asset type, so we can see from the asset type which rules are being used within that asset type, and also which options will we have to configure from the asset tree side. In this case, rating. Right, let's navigate to the asset and have a look there. Right, so we'll find the specific asset for our example. Down here, there's our generator 200 kVA. If I open it up, then we need to go to options, option values. And from here, we'll be able to add in all of the options which is relevant. So once we say add, we can then choose the different options. At this moment, there's only one option available, but there might be some other options that we can select as well. Right, so this one's already added, is the rating, and of course we need to give a value for this option value called rating. So we said this is a 200 kVA asset. You can see it showing there, 200 kVA. And that means that the change oil 200 kVA task is active for us. Now let's quickly change that. Let's go back to our asset, go to option values, open up the option, and we change the option value to 100. Now, once we have saved this and we have synchronized this asset, then the 200 kVA task will disappear and we will get the 100 kVA task. Right, we need to synchronize it. It needs to pull the newest information again back from the asset type tree. And once that is completed, our asset model will be updated with the new task. Let's expand there. There you go. There you can see change oil 100 kVA. Right, so we have applied it in this instance on the task, but we can also apply it on specific spares. We can apply it on components or even on in-place asset types or assets. So we can affect quite large areas of specific asset models. Right. Some other use cases for this, think about OEMs that deliver machines all across the world, and their customers have a couple of different options of what that machine looks like. You might want the more fancy version of certain machines, and then they want to add additional components. Then we can use rules and options. Maybe there's certain customers that want to have more frequent maintenance on their equipment. Then again, we can make use of rules and options. The use cases are endless. Yeah, that's it for today. If you have any questions or comments regarding options and rules, please get in contact with us.